Yeah. So good morning all, and today we will start the new topic that is related to uh, the loops. You can say loops, count block, how we can use count, how we can use dynamic block. So especially for that, so let me tell you how we can start this new topic. Let me open my paint. Okay. So by the time if I just give you the summary of what we have discussed in previous classes. So if you see, we have discussed regarding launching the resources over AWS. Regarding launching resources to AWS, we just created an EC2 instance, and after that we have just used Terraform to. So in this EC2 instance, we have created using Terraform. This is launched using Terraform, and this we have created a script of this Terraform. We have also created private subnet, and public subnet as well. This we have we have launched EC2 instances inside this, and we have treated this EC2 instances as a bastion host. Bastion host is one of the hosts that will help you to like come here and directly connect to your private instances. Okay, private instances residing inside EC2 in this private subnet. So what we'll discuss today. So if I tell you that this, like, you have launched EC2 instance here, and you have also launched EC2 instance here. So the count is 2. Currently the count is 2. Like, you have created one instance here, one instance here, and you have to write the same code of this. So let me show you how we can write it. So just go here and just search for EC2 EC2 k EC2 Terraform AWS. Yeah, this will give you a reference. So if you come back here, so I just given you the hint that how you can create EC2 instances. I'm just referring this block, and I will create a ec2.tf file. Just paste it. Okay, and also we are using AWS provider, so we will be using AWS provider tf. Provider will be your AWS. Then region will be, I am currently working in US East 1 region. Save this file. Now let me head towards my AWS console. Sign in the console. Okay, after signing into the console, we will go to AWS EC2 instance. So we will gather some key pairs, AMI ID, that is image name that we have discussed, how we can start like launching EC2 instances. Let me check where this is not okay. I'm in the currently in the Mumbai region. I have to go in North Virginia, that is US East 1. So let me go there, and I will go in instances, and I will just check how many instances I am having. If you go in instances, EC2 instances, currently nothing is running, but I will just try to launch one instance. So this is your AMI ID. I'm just using AMI ID, this one. You can use any one according to your requirement. And Let me give EMI ID will be this. We paste it, and we don't wanted CPU specification networks interfaces. I wanted key name. Key name will be. Let me go here and check for my key name. Go in the EC2 instance. EC2 instances. In this EC2 instances, you will see key pairs here in the drop down, and I have key pair. So what I will do, I will just use this. Go here and paste the name. Okay, so this is your only one instance. So, and let's say I am giving the tags. Tags will be, name will be, let's say OS1. Okay, and now I am currently running this. So by the time if you see, we are like, I have also given information about how to run Terraform, like Terraform init apply, a plan, everything, like what is the purpose of you running these commands. Let me move to, I'm having here Terraform init. So it's initialized. I don't have created a backend. You can just create the backend, but like as we have discussed in the previous classes, like how to create the backend and what is the purpose of creating the backend. So the main purpose of this today's class is like how to use you can say for loop, count, this type of looping concept to reduce your code and just try to launch more resources within less code. So it will take time, I guess. So currently you will see this is only one resource I have, and it will launch this OS, one OS only. So it has been successfully initialized, and by the time it's also created .terraform folder, and inside this .terraform folder you will see all the details of the modules and providers. Let me create a plan, like run a plan. So after running a plan, you will see it will be creating, you can say dry run. It will create and give you like how many resources they will add, and add to your resources, sorry, AWS account. So it will add one and change one. So let me add it. I am using add to approve. So you can just use this to, like without passing SUK, it will just try to create the resources. Okay, so it will be adding. We'll just head towards EC2 instances. Let me search for running. So it will be running instance state running. So by the time it's creating, okay, so it's created. One instance is created. Let me refresh it. If you refresh, so you will see OS1 is created. Now I wanted to create again, so I have to write this again same time. This is same. This is your foo one. Let's say OS2. This is one of the way. And if you do plan, so it will be creating another EC2 instance. you will see one will be added and zero will be destroyed, because one is already added. Let me apply it. Okay, so it's added now, and if you go and refresh this page, so you will see os2 is also launched. But the main purpose of using this, like it will be creating two resources, like you will see like two resources will be created, and the same requirement you will get, like you wanted to have the two instances, so you will be creating two resources. But we can just try to neglect this. How? So if you see, let me destroy this first. Okay, let me destroy this, so it will be destroyed. Now what we can do, we can use some Terraform inbuilt feature that will help you to restrict you to use only one block of resources to multiply the multiple resources to AWS. Now how we can use that? So we can set that, okay, I wanted to use two resources, so what I will do, I will use count is equal to 2. So the count will be a 2. Like I wanted to run this resource AWS instance 2 times with the same functionality. Obviously the name will be changed, like os1 and os2 will be changed. So how you can restrict this? So now this code is not needed, I will be just removing this. Now what I will do, I will create a variable here, and I will tell os name, and I will type that this os will having a facility of providing list data type. Okay, list data type, and default will be, I will keep default is equal to, let's say os1. This below resources have been destroyed, so you will not see any resources running now. Okay, see it's not running. And os2, so this two you will see. Now what we'll do, we will tell this resource to just use this variable. How we can use this? So as I told you, like in the previous classes, how we can use variables. So you have to replace this name with var.os names. Okay, os name. But if I save this and if I run this, so what it will do, it will just try to take the first name, like only one name, it will take, and it will just try to run this, and all the os name will be 2 times. Like if I tell you how it works, so if you see here, so this is your zeroth location, and this is your first location. Zeroth means zeroth index and first index. Now this variable has a list facility, like list data type, and it will be having 2 items in a list. So what we'll do, we will tell that as soon as you run this resource for the first time, this resource will be running for the first time. Let's say this resource is running for the first time. Okay, when first time has run, okay, then we will tell that os name should be this one. And if you run the resource for the second time, okay, the os name will be this too, second list of the second item. Okay, second item, and all the facility you will, sorry, all the resources, not the resources, all the parameters, this will be the same. Okay, count will be the same, only like 2, because we wanted to have two times to run this. If you create count is equal to 3, so you have to like this resource will be running 3 times, and for the naming convention you have to pass here 3 as well, like 3 os-3. Okay, so what we'll do, we will come here and we will tell like os var.os name, and you can go in count. It will take count block because we are running count, so we can tell them that you can type here as well like this, like it will take zeroth item of this os name variable, but it will not increment, it will not make automatically goes to 1, and it will just check this os2 and it will replace here while running the second time. So what we'll do, we will, because we are hard coding that, so it will not work like this. So what we'll do, we will tell that can you use count, like we can go in the count, and I will tell that you can retrieve the index of it. Okay, it retrieves the index. So currently when you run for the first time, okay, so when you run for the first time, this is now count dot index. So when you run for the first time, so the count is okay, when you run for the first time, the count is 1. Okay, and count dot index, like how it retrieves the index. So z1 is the count and it plays on the 0th of index, so here they will use 0. So var dot os underscore name of 0th, so of 0th means this one, and then in the second time the count will be 2. Now they will use, they will increment, like it will go from here to here, and it will jump from 0th location to 1th location. So the place of index place will be 1th location. So 1th will be your this var dot os underscore name, and this is your 1th first of your item in the list. So this is your first item. So this how it works. So first time it will run, it will retrieve this part, and second time it will run, it will retrieve this part. Now if you save it and if you try to plan it, so they will tell you that you are trying to add two resources. Two resources means two EC2. You are using one resource, but you are trying to make two EC2 instances. So we'll see two to add, and what they will tell you that they will be adding first os. If you go down, this is your second. Okay, they will show you. Let me go above again. So this is your os1 and this is your os2. Okay, now let me apply it. Similarly, you can make this use like this feature applicable to different resources. Let's say you are creating subnets, you are creating VPCs, you are creating internet gateway. Similarly, you can use just place there like count.index, and count.index only works when you have count applicable here. Okay, so if you are using count.index on resources where you don't have any count block applied, count parameter applied, so there you will not able to retrieve the count of that particular index inside this resource only. So this works to only one resource where you have the count. So first is created, your os1 is created, and they are trying to create the os2. So os2 is also created. Let me move back to the AWS dashboard, and if you refresh it, so you will see os1 and os2 are created parallelly, or you can say sequentially. Now what we'll do, like this part is done. So this is one of the like most advanced feature, like using count. You can use count block where you wanted. Now if you wanted to retrieve the output, let's say I want to retrieve the output, so currently I'm placing into one folder, one file only. You can make a different file. So this is variable. I will replace down this, and name will be, let's say, os 1 id, like this. This is your output, or let's say this is your output, and I have to type 2 times os2 output. But here we can also make this. So output is a block where it will help you to get the value of what you wanted here. So aws instance.foo, so it will retrieve the id of like aws instance.foo.id. So if you see, we are trying to tell that this foo.id will be helping you to retrieve the id of only one instance, like only one instance it will retrieve, but you have to enter count.index here as well, so it will retrieve the id. Or what you can do, you can use star here, so it will automatically take the output here. Okay, so you can restrict, same thing it will. So what we'll do, so if you don't have the count, so you have to use 2 times like this, because you have you will be having aws instances. Like let me give you a hint. So if you don't have count, so you will be placing like this, and there is no point to mention like this, and you will be using like this. But sorry, 0, or you can say that is separate name. So what we can do, if you remove, if you wanted to use count and you wanted to use the output block, so remove this part, and you have to place star means it will retrieve all the IDs, or all the IDs of these resources, like how many count you're using, so it will retrieve all of it. So I will tell os id, and if you use plan apply, so it will not give you any resource to add, because output is you can say one of the, just printing the output of what you have done. So see, they have given the output of all the 2 IDs. So if you wanted, you can use directly like this, os 1 ID, os 2 ID, and you can give you can hard code this 0th location and 1th location. Save it and run it. Okay, see, os 1 ID and os 2 ID in different resources. Yeah, so they only change in the output, nothing much. So this part is done. Now where this is a simple you can say count block, where we can use count block, and it will help you to retrieve all the output. So if you wanted to make 10, you wanted to make 11, 12, everything is possible using count. But count only helpful when you are when you wanted to just wanted to increment the resources and in the normal way. But if you wanted to, let's say um, let's say let me give you an example, like how we can tell you. Just hold on. Like this count block is useful for all the resource. It will create all the resource dynamically, like it will create all the resource second 2 times. But in case I don't wanted to increment 2 times the whole resource, if you didn't understood, let me explain you. So what I will do, I will, let me security group, it will explain you better in AWS Terraform. This is a security group module, sorry, not module, I'm not using module, I'm just using normal code. So if you come here, and I will just read all the code of this, and sd.tf, paste. Now I wanted that if you use count here, if you use count is equal to 2, so it will create two resources. You have to pass here as a VPC ID of what you wanted, so it will be creating. Let me pass the VPC ID as well. So let me go here and pass VPC, go in the VPC section. So I have only one VPC, that is default VPC you have while creating the account. Just I'm passing this VPC, okay, and you have this part. So CIDR block I will be giving that. Let me give 0 0.0.0/0, and this I can give also. So we can remove optional. This is optional. You can remove this, and this part is fine. Now if I tell you that you can create two resource of security group, so using count you can use that, and it will be using this resource as well, and it will be using this resource as well. Like this parameter and this parameter, they will be trying to implement while count making like count to like the count will be, let's say if you're using count 2, so let me give you like it will be like this, right? Just a giving example. So allow TLS1, allow TLS2. Okay, so what it will do, it will the first is this one and for the second is this one. If it is wrong, so just assume that this is right, and yeah, I'm giving the example like after using using 2, so it will create two resources of this security group. The first name is this and second name is this. Okay, now what it will do, it will use ingress and egress. Same ingress and ingress will be applicable to allow TLS and allow TLS2. Okay, so allow TLS and allow TLS2 will be having the same ingress and ingress. But in case like you don't wanted to increment this resource, you don't want it to like increment this resource, like you only wanted one, but you wanted to increment this resource, this parameter egress and ingress, what you will do? So there we use there they you will use TLS. There you will use some new or modified for loop, that is dynamic block of dynamic block Terraform. So if you come here, and they will tell you like how to implement dynamic block. So understand that what I'm telling you. This is really important concept when you come across looping concept. So previously what we have done, we have just created this resource 2 times, and we have given two names here, and it will create the whole resource. This is applicable for all the two, but we don't wanted that too. We only wanted, let's say this is a requirement. This is a requirement that you wanted this should be created one time only, like this resource will be created one time only, and this will be replaced. Like you have 4-4-3 rule, so now you wanted to have 80 rule, 80 rule. Okay, and then you have some ICMP rule, then you have TCP rule, everything like protocol you will be using. Okay, egress will be only one at a time, like it is outbound will be only one. So if you don't understand security group, the security group will be you can say firewall of your AWS, and this is your inbound rule and this is our outbound rule. So if you go in the security group, security group, okay, so in the security group you will see this is security group. So it will tell you inbound rules and outbound rules. So inbound rules currently I'm having this range, and then outbound rule will be having this range, all traffic. So outbound is all traffic when you wanted to, like depends on the company, like what they're using, what service they're running. So let me, it's not working here. go in the different okay, so this is your this is my requirement. I wanted to implement looping concept here and looping concept here as well. So what I will do, so to implement that you can go and check for dynamic block. So how you can implement dynamic block, here they will give you the same in the same example they have given. So what we'll do, let me explain you how it will work. So dynamic egress and dynamic ingress. So what I will do, I will just copy from here to here. This is open, this is closed, and this is closed till here. So what I will do, come back to here and let me arrange this. So dynamic ingress. Okay, so let me explain you in better way. Test.tf, paste it. Okay, now see what we'll do, dynamic ingress, like it's not working well. So what we'll do, we will, let me copy the security. Okay, and this will be dynamic ingress, it's not working. Ingress description for each local inbounds. Okay, so it should be like this. While copying, it was not working because they are not using like this content. Okay, let me to port. I'm just copying and pasting it, and I will explain you how this works and how you can make this working. Okay, same with this. So what we'll do, the indentation, there should not be indentation, but while copying it is not working. So I will just try to rearrange. Give me 1 minute. The port will be TCP. Okay, so see what we have done here. Let me create local block here as well. Local block is same, they have given local block as well. This is your local block. What is local block used for, I will tell you. You can give okay, local block, what is used for local block, save it, and let me explain you. Okay, so if you see here what we are doing, so if you see this is your resource group, resource of your not resource group, this is your security group that help you to create a security group. This is also same security group. Now what we are doing in the manual effort, like how we can use without using looping, like without loop, without loop, how it works, and with loop. Now in this loop, what we are trying to do, we are placing ingress. This is your code from your Terraform documentation, like using ingress and egress, you are hard coding this, like this will be your 443 TCP and everything. But while creating one security group, this is fine, this is also working. Only one will be added, but I wanted to add 80. So what I have to do, okay, I have to go here and I have to create an ingress block, and I will able to give ingress again, and I will place that this is now 80 and this is also 80, and you can access this from anywhere. Okay, enabling 80 port, just like this. Now if you wanted to use again, you have to do like this, again paste it, and let's say 8080 enabling, you can say enabling Jenkins port. So Jenkins is a CI/CD tool that will help you to automate CI/CD stuffs, but just giving example. So it will help you to like enable 8080 port. Now this 8080 port is like you are trying to just making the code larger, and like you are not in like decreasing the code and reducing the code, and you will be ended nowhere. Like if you wanted to uh, make more code useful, so it will be it doesn't look good as well. So if you wanted, so there are 100 rules, so what you will do, you have to place 100 times here, so that doesn't look good. That doesn't look good in like in when you are using Terraform for this, or any of the code language and any of the working scenarios. So you have to use some loop concept and minimize the code structure and give you the proper solution there. So what I'm trying to do here, so let me explain you how dynamic block works. So dynamic block only useful when on the respective parameter. It will not work on the resource, the whole resource. It will work on the inner resource. Inner resource means this is a ingress. Ingress is your inner resource, egress is your inner resource. So inner resource, it will, or you can say inner parameters. You can use VPC ID as well for VPC ID, but dynamic block for VPC ID doesn't looks good. Like you have only one VPC ID, and for only one you don't use looping concept. You can use this for description, for name as well, but that doesn't look like there is no sense for using description name, because you are launching is secret group for the only one time. So this will be applicable for one time, and this will be applicable the way you want, like how many ways you wanted, how many rules you wanted. So you can apply here, and then it will be helpful to you to make more rules within less code. So what it will do, we will just tell them that I am creating a looping concept, or you can say I'm implementing for loop, that is a for loop. I will tell you how for loop works. So um, in the inner parameter or inner resource, if you see inside the security group, I'm taking security group as an example because many of the time you will see like security group is one of the way where you will stuck while using ingress, like egress and ingress. So you have to implement much of the ingress and egress concepts. Or if you don't use loop, so you have to maximize the code, and it will increase the code unnecessary. So how this works, so let me tell you. So this works on, like you have to implement dynamic, and this dynamic will be helping you like on which parameter you will be implementing my dynamic loop. So I will be implementing an ingress, and in this ingress what we will do, we will implement that obviously for loop will be like this is ingress. So this ingress means this part went under your loop. Okay, now for this what you have to do, you have to come here, and you will be telling that I will be implementing for each. I will tell you how it works, and then you can type variable that now, or let's say sg name, or you can implement the way you want, like how where the values from you will be taking. So if you see local means local, this one, local is a way of storing the values to a particular variable. So this is not a variable, this is one of the local variable, will say. Local variable means local itself a way to store the values. So you are storing values in a list in inbound ports, and same thing in outbound ports. So it's a local, they have stored the values locally. Okay, same thing, I'm using locals. How you can pass this local block, the whole local block here. So you don't have to pass locals, don't pass s local dot inbound underscore ports. Okay, so what it will do, it will go in locals block where you have implemented inside your Terraform code structure, and or you can say file structure, and then it will be retrieving inbound port. Okay, inbound port, and for each they will be implementing you, and this for loop will be implemented on which content inside the ingress. So I will typing content, and I will telling them that this is your content, you have to implement your for loop in this content only. So from port, the same thing, like from port, this is your from port, to port protocol, inner parameter will be same. So from port will be something else. Okay, from port to port, then you have protocol, then you have CIDR underscore blocks is equal to. Okay, now from port, like how you wanted to use from port. So if you see, dynamic block will be implemented on ingress, first of all on ingress inner parameter of security group only, and we are trying to get the values of inbound ports from the local block from here on the left side. Okay, so here from the left side, and it's in list. So what we will do now, this ingress this is your ingress. So we have implemented dynamic block and ingress. So all the values what you have retrieved and what you have in the for loop, so it will be directly going on ingress. They now this will treat it as a variable here. So it will be going on ingress, and all the values are ingress. So I only wanted ingress dot your value. Okay, only value. So it work on the key value concept. So inside this local block, this is your key and this is your value. Okay, now this ingress will be treated as a variable, and I wanted the value of it. So value will be your 80 and 43 inside a list. Now to port will be also ingress dot value. Okay, and TCP, like all the ports you will see 80, 44, 3 all comes in TCP. So I'm mentioning TCP here only, like hard coding here, because that is not required to go under the looping concept. And this is also I wanted allow all user, so you can mention /0, or else what you can do, you can mention here as that I wanted let's say I wanted CIDR block, CIDR underscore block. Here will also list of list, and you will be placing that currently you wanted 172.16. like you can give any IP that you wanted to byte listed, and here also like 192.168. I'm just giving random one 0/0/16. So this will be whitelisted, and this will be they will be using. Okay, and to port you can use port, same in port you can use inside a list, let's say TCP ICMP, like this, RDP, like this you can use. Okay, so this you can use, and you can pass same the ingress dot value here as well, ingress dot value here as well. Okay, so if you understood, like this ingress is treated as a value variable, and all the values of your local dot inbound ports will be going here inside this, and we will be retrieving ingress dot value every time. Okay, now what I will do, I will just use this for egress as well, like CIDR block will be the VPC ID they are mentioning, so you can use VPC, sorry, not VPC ID, VPC CIDR, so you can use VPC CIDR as well. So I don't have VPC CIDR, I have only this one, so I can give this one, but you depends on what you wanted, so you can include that. Okay, and egress dot value, same thing, egress dot value, because this is treated as a variable now, and all the values of your for loop will be going inside this, and you can treat egress dot value. Now the code structure will, now this is the book code structure, and this will be applicable for all, like whenever we wanted to add the inbound rule or outbound rule, ingress or egress. Like if you wanted to increase the port from 8080 to 800 or something, 80, then again you wanted to for RDP you wanted to open the ports, so you have to type ingress again and again. Now you don't have to type here ingress again and again, so you have to type, let's say I wanted to open port. I will show you like how you can make. So I'm just removing this. Okay, I'm removing this and I'm placing here. Now what I will do, I will rename this local.tf, and I will rename just this as sg.tf. okay, sg.tf. okay, now if I running this, so it will tell you plan. So it should be creating two security groups, sorry, one security group with two rules, I guess, one for 443 and one for 80. So you will see one is added, and you will see two security two rules will be added. This is your 443 and this is your 80. Okay, let me apply it. And if you go in the VPC section now, so you will see the security groups. Yes, so you will see in some time they will be creating, but I haven't given the name. So what I will do, I will just create tags. This is your name will be testing dynamic block in SG. Again I'm applying, and again it will just try to create the name, so we can able to identify which we have created. Okay, this part is done. So if you come here and if you refresh, so you will see drag down, so testing dynamic block, the name we have set, and if you go inside this or click on this, so you will see inbound rules is 80 and 443 and from anywhere. Okay, this is inbound, and if you go to outbound testing, this is your outbound and this is your inbound. So if you drag this up, this is your outbound, sorry, inbound 80 and 443, and outbound will be only one. Okay, we have implemented this one also. So this one also 2 443 and this part. Now what I will do, I will increment from here. Let's say I wanted 80 again, and I wanted 44, let's say any port, let's say you wanted 5000 for flask, or then you wanted 9000, then you wanted 3000, like this. Okay, so what I will do now, if I plan it, so if we don't have to create in the ingress part again and again, because we have set the for loop, and it will just take all the local local values from local block and pass to ingress, and it will segregate the values to different from port to port protocol and creator block. So they will just tell you one change is there, you are adding this much of uh, rules now. So I will just use apply. Okay, this apply, and then it will be applicable to your security group. Okay, so this is added, and if you go to here and if you refresh this page inbound, so you will see number of port range has been added. Now this we have done and retrieve reduce the code, so anyone can able to understand, and code reusability will be increased. You can reuse the code anytime, and you can increment what you wanted to do. Like this you can do it. I hope this is useful class, and this will be helping you to make your code more in more professional type, and how you can use Terraform with more code reusability, and it will be helping you to create different files in the different resource. Like customizing your code with looping concept will be the on the top of the top of the priority. Like everyone wanted you should use loop, and it will be helping you to reduce the code. So I hope this will be useful class for you. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more interesting stuff like this in Terraform, as well as in different technical stacks. Okay, so yeah, so just practice it and just try to implement in your system. Sure. So we will connect for different in different topic in some time. So till then, take care. Bye.